Anyone who is ever considering to build a house, or has ever considered to build a skyscraper, has to consider one important factor. It's more important than the paint they're gonna choose, or the floors they're gonna lay, or how the kitchen is gonna look. That is the foundation of that building in which they're going to build that house upon. If that foundation is not built well, then the house really is not gonna be worth much. Because when a hurricane comes or a storm comes, that house will fall. And I say all this because in Matthew chapter 7, verses 24, all the way to verses 27, Jesus says the following. He says, "Everyone then who hears these words of mine and does them will be like a wise man who built his house on the rock, and the rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat on that house, but it did not fall because it had been founded on the rock. And everyone who hears these words of mine and does not do them will be like a foolish man who built his house on the sand. And the rain fell, and the floods came, and the wind blew and beat against that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it." He talks about two men that had the same objective, and that objective was to build a house. And it's interesting that the word house can signify different things throughout the scriptures. The word house can be like the house of David, which means a family home or a city, right? The house of God, we have the house of God, his people, so it can be a ministry, a family. But here, Jesus Christ is talking about building your life, which a house has a significance of someone's life. So it can take different meanings, but here's our lives, okay? Our ministry. And Jesus is saying that these two men had the same objective. They were going to build a house. But one man was wise and one man was considered to be foolish. So what makes one man wise and one man foolish? Well, we can see here in verse 24 that Jesus says that the wise man not only heard the sermon, but he also applied it in his life. He was a doer of the word. While the foolish man heard the same exact sermon, but decided to not apply that sermon into his life. So every time we take our time to read the scriptures and we apply that word into our actions, into our jobs, into our ministry, we are actually building our life, our house on the rock, which is the word of God. The word of God is alive, and when we apply it, we see great blessings that come with that. So we should come before God's throne and ask him, "Lord, teach me how to put your word into practice. Teach me how to implement your word and your scriptures to my daily life, to my family, to my ministry, so that when storms do come, because storms are going to come, temptations and trials are going to come to our life. We are promised circumstances or hardships in our life. We are going to experience those things. But we have a God, we have Jesus who has conquered death, who has conquered sin, and in him we have victory. So the great thing about everything that we are going to experience is that if Jesus Christ is truly our foundation, if the Word of God is truly our foundation, it doesn't matter the circumstances that we will encounter, we will stay firm in the rock, not because of our strength, not because of our knowledge, not because of our theology and our religion and traditions. We will maintain and we will stay strong because our faith is rooted in who Jesus truly is. So if this word has been of great encouragement to you, I ask you to please share this video, to like it, to subscribe to our channel, and to comment on the box below. Please let us know how the Word of God has been such a blessing in these times of need. Until next time, God bless you.